truck, a police vehicle, if you see lights, that means there's danger ahead or in the area.
Idaho State Police say drivers should give themselves extra travel time and make sure they have enough gas in their car to keep the heat running in the event of a slide-off. Stephanie Hale Lopez, 6 on your side.
ISP says on days like today, if you slide off the interstate, remain in your vehicle if you can. Getting out of the car increases your chances of getting seriously injured if another car slides off the road as well. Before heading out to New Year's Eve parties, you will want to check the road conditions before taking off. The easiest way, go to the Idaho Transportation Department website, 511.idaho.gov, and click on the Traveler Services tab. It'll give you maps of road conditions all over the state, as well as areas where driving may be hazardous. Plus, you can see the road conditions for yourself by just clicking on the dozens of camera icons. Expect to see extra police on the roads around the valley over the next week or so. Ada County Sheriff's deputies, Boise PD, and Idaho State Police are teaming up to bust drunk drivers. Officers will be on patrol every night from now until New Year's Day. According to statistics, 1 in 4 crashes at this time of year involves alcohol. A state grant will pay for the overtime to the officers. We now know the identity of the 66-year-old woman who was found dead after a Boise house fire last Wednesday. The Ada County coroner identifies the victim as Carla Coleman, but the cause of the death was not fire-related. Coleman was pulled from a mobile home on West Victory Road Wednesday night. The cause and manner of death are still undetermined pending toxicology results. You might be thinking about getting rid of all those boxes from Christmas gifts, but it may not be a good idea just yet. Boise Police say that you shouldn't pile up empty boxes from holiday gifts on your curb for trash or recycle pickup. They say it advertises all your new expensive gifts like TVs, laptops, and game systems, which makes it obvious for thieves looking for a big score.
You have some trusted neighbors, neighborhood watch. If somebody's in your subdivision that doesn't look like they belong and they're kind of doing some things that make you a little bit nervous, well then please let non-emergency dispatch know about that.
Boise Police say break down the boxes or cut them up to fit inside your trash or recycle bin, and consider putting the trash out the morning of the pickup if you can and not the night before. They also say it's a good idea to keep an inventory and take pictures of items in your house just in case of a burglary. It appears shoppers delivered a welcome surprise to retailers, the best holiday sales growth in 6 years. Industry tracking groups show brick and mortar stores saw a nearly 5% increase, with online growth topping 18%. Sales for this season are expected to show the strongest growth since 2011. Analysts say a stronger economy and cheaper gas prices put consumers in the mood to spend. Retailers are hoping the trend continues today. The day after Christmas is the second busiest day of the year, as millions will be hitting the malls to return all those gifts. Others to put those gift cards to good use. Retailers just want shoppers to spend and are offering even deeper discounts to entice them. As many of you head to the malls to return unwanted gifts today, traditional retail stores are wrapping up a difficult year. More than 600 companies filed for bankruptcy in 2017, including Toys R Us, Payless Shoes, and The Limited. Natasha Chen explains the state of retail after the holiday sales.
5 billion pounds of returned gifts
I've already got enough of this, or it's too small,
are about to end up in a landfill. That's according to Optoro, a tech company that helps retailers manage their returns. And that trash heap for the unwanted may be a metaphor for the retail industry itself.
This is the current retail apocalypse.
With store closing announcements tripling in 2017 to about 7,000. But some companies have managed to survive.
Many of the legacy retailers, the department stores, for example, who've created their own websites, are now finding their core customer migrating over to the website.
And the CEO of the International Council of Shopping Centers says occupancy rates at malls around the country remain at about 93%. But even when you're at the mall, you have the power to comparison shop by checking the price of the same item online. That gives retailers very limited pricing power. At a time when unemployment has reached a 17-year low, retail was one of the biggest job losers this year, falling by 36,000 jobs. Even though industry experts expect holiday sales increased about 4% compared to last year, some of them believe a rash of new store closing announcements will come after all the tinsel and holly come down. In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
For the gifts you received on Christmas, well, let's face it, sometimes it's just not what you were looking for. We're on your side with some helpful gift returning tips. Before heading to the store, read over the return policy on the receipt, including all the fine print. And keep in mind, some items like electronics may carry a restocking fee. Don't forget that things like movies and video games must be in their original packaging when you return them. And bring along your state-issued ID. Some retailers may ask to see it, especially if you don't have the receipt, to help identify repeat return offenders. We're getting closer to opening the doors to the new YMCA south of the interstate, but this complex will be so much more. The Y that was planned under a partnership of public and private entities is scheduled to open in Meridian this coming May. The 60,000 square foot facility includes a public library and a gym that will be used by the neighboring Hillsdale Elementary School during school hours. Coming up on 6 on Your Side, President Trump still at his Florida resort following Christmas celebrations yesterday. Up next, he's back to work and firing at critics over Twitter.
And while we saw fog and cloud cover through many locations today, Sun Valley was the lucky spot soaking in all the sunshine. We'll have the rest of the On Your Side forecast coming up next.
You're watching 6 on Your Side with Don Nelson, Michelle Edmonds, and Scott Dorval with the On Your Side forecast.
Yeah, let's see what it says. Hi. A 72-year-old man was found in the snow after missing all night. He was out in the desert. People found him at 2 o'clock today. He survived. He apparently stepped into a hole and fell over while setting up a target. Unable to move, he spent the night laying in the snow. Yeah, Steven's posting it right now online. Maybe not publicly.
Can you hear Toby?
Nope, no Toby.
45.
It's like going into one of those Russian vodka bars in Vegas. We have to put on the coats and the Russian hats.
Oh, yeah. 30.
Of course, you're only in there for about 15 minutes tops. Severe winter weather blanketing the entire country from the northwest to the Midwest to the northeast, creating dangerous road conditions. And the cold weather is going to linger for a while. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest from outside of frigid Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
It was a white Christmas and then some. A new snow record here in Pennsylvania. 19 inches of lake effect snow falling overnight in Erie. A grand total of 53 inches over the past 30 hours. The biggest two-day total ever in the Keystone State. And there was snow in the Northwest, too. Portland, Oregon with a white Christmas for only the 6th time since 1884. Seattle, a holiday winter wonderland for the first time in nearly a decade. In the Midwest, it was bone-chilling temperatures making headlines.
I have to bear the cold. It's Arctic.
This image taken in Duluth, Minnesota this morning, showing steam rising over Lake Superior. The still mild water surface colliding with Arctic air. Minus 21 degrees with a wind chill of minus 44. For people in Chicago, it was just too cold for even traditional winter activities.
The girls wanted to go ice skating and we tried.
but it's really cold.
In Boston, the heavy snow temporarily shut down runways at Logan International. Later, a nerve-wracking landing.
Everything's fine. We just skidded on the ice.
A JetBlue flight coming in from Georgia, hitting a patch of ice, spinning and skidding off the runway. It's an epic cold blast across much of the country. Dangerous wind chills as low as -50 in the northern plains. And there is no warm-up in sight. Forecasters say the polar air will continue to spill into the eastern U.S. Wednesday morning. Karen Travers, ABC News, Blue Bell, Pennsylvania.
Now, the On Your Side forecast.
Well, temperatures in Boise also getting very chilly tonight. This is the live view from our Toyota Tower Cam Network from the Red Lion Hotel. 17 degrees already, and with that wind chill, feels like 8 degrees. Now, visibility still an issue for many locations heading south and east out of town and north and west out of town. So if you're heading into eastern Oregon or towards the Magic Valley Mountain Home area, visibility down to less than or near a quarter to a half a mile in many locations. So definitely dense fog still sticking around at this hour. Temperatures up in the Long Valley and towards eastern Oregon right around 20 degrees. We're actually colder in Treasure Valley and Magic Valley locations into the teens. The lucky spot tonight would be Rome, Oregon, 29 degrees, the warmest spot in the region. Plenty of sunshine though up in Sun Valley today. They were one of the lucky spots seeing the sun throughout the entire day up there. People ice skating throughout the day, 24 degrees tonight, and cooler up in the mountains this morning towards McCall, 17 degrees. And a very different picture there. The Long Valley socked in with cloud cover for the entire day until we hit right around sunset. A little glimpse of sunshine right as the sun was setting. Now, if you have the week off or the kids want to head up for a break towards the McCall mountainous areas, you will see some scattered snow showers throughout the next couple of days. A mix of rain and snow likely for Friday with some freezing rain possible. So be careful if you're traveling for the weekend. Friday could lead to some slick conditions. Clearing up as far as the fog goes in many locations around Boise tonight, but some higher clouds starting to push through our area from eastern Oregon, already making their way into many eastern Oregon locations. And by tonight, we'll start to see some pop-up scattered snow showers for the Boise Mountains and around the Long Valley. Snow showers will stick around throughout the day tomorrow for the McCall area and northward. We could see a couple of flurries in Boise, but not much expected. And then as we get into Thursday night, we could see a mix of rain and snow making its way into the valley. Eastern Oregon seeing rain as well, scattered snow showers. And then as we get into Friday, we'll see that snow sticking around for higher elevations with rain expected in the Boise area. Freezing rain likely as well. So not a ton of snow expected with this, but Brundage Mountain could pick up 2 inches, just trace amounts expected across Mountain Valley locations. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy conditions across the Treasure Valley and slightly warmer than today, but temperatures at or near freezing around 32 degrees for Boise. We'll stay cool and our light winds will stick around tomorrow. Boise Mountains around 35 degrees for Idaho City, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers heading up towards the Long Valley. 40 degrees could be possible for Riggins, 32 in Council, mid-20s for McCall and Donnelly. 12 degrees tomorrow morning for Stanley, staying below freezing tomorrow, partly cloudy, scattered snow showers possible, so a little less sun than what they saw today, and milder temperatures for the Magic Valley, mid to upper 30s, patchy fog possible overnight and into the day tomorrow though for the valley locations. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast for the Boise area. So we're already into the teens tonight, so cold overnight. Will likely stay below freezing for some locations tomorrow with that cloud cover, maybe a couple flurries in Boise, but a better chance of precipitation towards the end of the week. Thursday and Friday, we could see a mix of rain and snow and some freezing rain. So some more headaches driving possible late this week.
All right. Thanks, Karen. President Trump is spending his first Christmas holiday as commander-in-chief at his resort in Florida, but he is not forgetting his base. As Serena Marshall reports, he's been sending them some political red meat on Twitter.
President Trump back to work and back to the golf course. After spending Christmas Day behind closed doors with family at his private club in Palm Beach, he ended the holiday with a tweet. "I hope everyone is having a great Christmas. Then tomorrow it's back to work in order to make America great again." Today marks his third day of his so far 4-day working vacation. This time the White House sharing his golfing partners, including Georgia's Senator David Perdue, PGA player Bryson DeChambeau, and former PGA golfer Dana Quigley. But before hitting the links, Mr. Trump hitting the so-called Russian dossier on Twitter after watching a Fox and Friends segment, calling the FBI tainted before adding, "And they used this crooked Hillary pile of garbage as the basis for going after the Trump campaign." The latest Twitter attack against the FBI after a weekend spent bashing the Bureau and its leadership. The president also making a bold prediction. Following the repeal of the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate in his tax bill, Mr. Trump wrote on Twitter, Democrats and Republicans will eventually come together and develop a great new health care plan. With midterm elections less than a year away, some political experts think that's doubtful.
He has now offended so many parts of the Democratic Party that hit their entire constituency, is basically sending a signal to their party leaders, don't cooperate.
The president still has about a week left in Florida, and when he returns to Washington, big issues like infrastructure, immigration, the budget, and of course North Korea are still waiting to be dealt with. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Sports director Dan Hawk hitting the hard courts with the Broncos.
That's right, Boise State, they've been rolling.
Yeah.
They did drop their last non-conference game, but hey, I still got hope for them with Coach Rice at the helm. Stay with us, Boise State Hoops.
Brought to you by your local Edward Jones Financial Advisors, with more than 50 offices in the Treasure Valley. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Now, 6 on Your Side Sports with Dan Hawk.
Basketball season hits conference action for the Broncos on Wednesday night against Colorado State. Boise State enters Mountain West play with a 10-2 mark, and they have to improve on their perfect season at 7-0. Let's hopefully they get it done on Wednesday night for conference play.
People better come because it's you get your money's worth when you come watch Boise State and Colorado State.
Coach Rice is exactly right when these two teams meet on the court. The last 7 meetings between the Rams and the Broncos have been decided by 7 points or fewer.
These games have been crazy, and you know, like I said, they come in, they play hard. We can hang our hats on that, and we have to match that. No, these just have been historic battles. And like I said before, it's, you know, it is so much fun, and so we get to start the league that way.
With winning streaks of 4 and 6 games, the Broncos have played some excellent basketball throughout November and December and finished the non-conference portion of their schedule with just 2 losses. However, that can all change with conference play.
Who knows who's going to finish where? I mean, there's 6 or 7 teams that could probably win the thing this year, and then there's, you could finish first, you could finish 7th, you could finish. I mean, it's crazy how much parity there is in the Mountain West.
Through the non-conference schedule, the Broncos were averaging just under 5,000 fans a game, something Coach Rice hopes to improve with conference rivalries. And let's just say he isn't holding back anything at trying to get fans into the arena.
Like I said, I'll do whatever they want me to do. If they want me to swim across the Boise River to get more people here, I'd do it.
Wait, Coach, did I hear you correctly?
Did I just volunteer for that?
There's some people fishing out there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Either way, the fans have played a key part to this team's success so far this year.
We need a better student section. We've had it terrific at some times. I mean, that last game here against Grand Canyon, they were a factor in the game.
Tip-off is set for Wednesday night at the Bell. One other note, Chandler Hutchinson has been the difference maker so far for BSU. He's one of 2 players in the NCAA who is currently averaging at least 15 points and 8 rebounds and 4 assists per game and a couple of dunks so far. He also is tied for 3rd in the conference with 5 double-doubles on the year.